Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon to all of you. I hope you had a good Saturday. On behalf of ICTV, I extend a warm welcome to all of you for this session. In today's knowledge economy, as you know, it's vital for us, all of us to stay updated on the latest development of our domain. Over the past 5 decades, conferences and meetings, as you would know, you're part of the conference and meeting industry, have been placed to meet professionals from our core business domains to gain insights, exchange views, plan our strategy of the future, and gain knowledge as well. So that's a utility of conferences and meetings over the past so many years. But as you would know, the success of the meeting and conferences as a networking format offered a good return, because people could network with each other. There was a lot of conversations happening at the same time. And both for the delegates as well as for the exhibitors and for sponsors, there was always a good return on investment. However, in today's uncertain terms, live meeting and conference concept is under threat. As you would notice yourself, we are not able to meet as often as you wanted to do due to strict norms made necessary due to health considerations. While health and safety considerations are paramount, there is an opportunity to lost due to lack of meaningful knowledge exchange between us. Now, what's happening is that we feel that there is a gap coming in, and the conference delegates and attention sponsors and partners are yet to figure out they should ensure return on investments. So the topic today, as you would know, is the return of investment and return of opportunity in the meeting industry. So with that opening remarks, I would like to introduce my esteemed panelist. We have Dr. Nilanjana Singh, Executive Member, Indian Dietetic Association. We have Dr. Tilak Raj Rena, Deputy President, Indian Society of Blood Transfusion. Dr. Abhijit Ashok Sarkar, Head of Administration, Infrastructure, Travel and Procurement from Sharekhan. Dr. Kamlesh Sharma, HOD of National Institute of Ayurveda. And my colleague from travel industry, Mr. Riaz, Managing Director of Spices and Holidays. To start the conversation, I would like all of you, starting from Dr. Nilanjana Singh, to give a small brief introduction about yourself, what you do, and your experience in the meeting industry. Please, Dr. Nilanjana Singh. You are on mute, Dr. Nilanjana. Yeah.
Thank you so much for inviting me here today, for expressing my views on the meeting industry. I'm a nutritionist, I'm a consultant dietitian, and part of the Indian Dietetic Association on the executive. So as you would perhaps know that wellness has become very important in these times, and I would like to tell you that there are many new things that we have explored in the past 7 months when the new normal is what we are coping with, and especially with meetings and conferences. I'm glad that I have this platform to share my views on this subject, which is new, the new way of holding meetings that we are doing. So in the past 7 months, what I feel is, although the internet has been around for more than 20 years, but I think we have finally sort of tapped into that potential now, and we are using it to the utmost to share knowledge, to actually virtually meet people and stay in touch. Just to give you an example, just 3 days ago, there was a talk given by a very eminent nutrition scientist from Bangalore. And this talk was given on a platform, and the platform opened up, and within 10 minutes, there were 1,000 participants who had registered. So they had to sort of change their platform, make it bigger. And again, within 10 minutes, there were another 1,000 who registered. So what I felt was, if the topic and the area of interest, and if the social media platform sends out the word to the people, there are so many people who are ready to join in, because there are so many advantages of this system where we are following, where we are virtually. So there's a lot of knowledge which is being exchanged. I don't think there is any limitation on that. And like I said, that this exchange of knowledge has been quite amazing. We've had international speakers, sometimes over 4,000 people, participants from all over the world have been meeting in this format. There are many advantages of this format that we have seen. We've noticed that if you have to arrange for 1,000 people to get together in the physical mode, you can think about costs and the arrangements that have to be done, flights, hotel arrangements. So we were able to cut down on these costs, and the world economy is not in good shape. We all know that. So cutting down costs and to be able to exchange knowledge and network on this medium has actually been quite a fruitful thing. And even our sponsors have because they have been able to gain that traction of so many people attending these conferences and webinars. But of course, there are certain limitations, and we have noticed that. And with that, I've seen that there is desire to personalize this virtual kind of meeting. And maybe I can talk about it later, what we can do to personalize it. So I feel the sponsors for now are also happy because they have a limited expenditure. They can give an honorarium to the speaker and the other costs are cut down. So this way, I think it's been good so far, but man is a social animal and we need to meet. So I think the format that you are following for now, the hybrid format, is actually the way to go and the future, so that those who can't attend the meeting physically have that chance to attend it, and yet we are limited numbers can be there in the physical format. So I think that so far this way of meeting has been quite fruitful for us. So these are my views for now.
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Singh. It was a good opening remarks, I would say. I mean, in the world which you're living in and the uncertain world, I think that's a ray of hope which is coming out of you. That the best part is that you mentioned that we are now utilizing the net as much as we could, and we are now using the potential of internet. Thank you so much for that. Dr. Tilak Raj Rena, Deputy President of Indian Society of Blood Transfusion. Sir, are the virtual events the way forward, or hybrids, or should we wait for live events to start again? What is your experience, or what is your views? So you have to unmute yourself.
Now it's. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Should I go?
Yes, please go ahead.
हाँ, मैं तो I will say like this that human is a social animal. और इसमें अगर देखा जाए तो जो हमारा virtual and the difference between virtual and the physical में तो you're having the eye contact, you're having the gestures, you're having the body language, and personal, you can say, touch. And then a human body always radiates and it emits the aura. You know what is aura? Aura is that my body consists of millions and millions of cells, and each cell itself is a universe, and it contains millions and millions molecules. और जब एक molecule हिलेगा तो एक molecular wave निकलती है body से. और molecule consists of atoms, और जब atom हिलेगा तो atomic wave निकलेगी. Then atom, subatomic structure is there, proton, neutron. So in nutshell, human body always radiates you can say the energy. And when you're sitting in front of somebody, you're having the aura, you are giving the lecture, you're getting the energy from the other side, from the audience. So that is very important as far as the physical is concerned. But the change is the law of nature, because during this pandemic, I think virtual is the only thing. But hybrid, as Madam has already explained, hybrid conferences where the physical also as well as virtual also, because in virtual that there is a less of the expenditure. Suppose somebody is coming from the foreign country and you have to go for the accommodation, for the ticket, and there you can ask him that he should come on the you can say on virtual, and he can give the lectures. As far as my ISBT, I want to say about my own organization. This is a NGO which is registered in 1972. After 1971 war, there was a need of blood, and about 51 people, like-minded people, they collected at Chandigarh, and they formed a society, and ultimately it was registered, and now it is ISBTI, means Indian Society of Blood Transfusion and Immunohematology. Now we are having all over India. We are having state chapters. We are having the councils also, 5 zonal councils, and then more than 6,000 members. But इसका एक beauty जो आपको ये बताऊंगा, the vision of this NGO is that safe blood should be waiting for the patient, not the patient should be waiting for the blood. You understand? यानी हमारे ब्लड बैंक जो हैं वो पूरे इतने शल्ब उनके भरे होने चाहिए सेफ ब्लड से, वो वेट करेंगे कौन सा पेशेंट हमें लेने के लिए आएगा. ये हमारा विजन है, एंड आवर एम इज टू गेट 100% वॉलंटरी ब्लड डोनेशन इन द कंट्री. और आपको मैं एक चीज ये बताऊंगा कि बिकॉज ये वर्चुअल और फिजिकली हम बात तो कर ही रहे, बिकॉज द टाइम इज चेंजिंग. जब हमारे बुजुर्ग लोग खाना खाते थे पहले जमाने में, तो खाने से पहले एक टुकड़ा निकालते थे कौवे के लिए, ये सुनो, चपाती का टुकड़ा निकाल के. तो व्हाट वाज दैट? दैट वाज सेंस ऑफ गिविंगनेस. और जब आदमी कुछ देने की सोचता है, उन मन में भावना आती है, तो यू रिलीज एंडोर्फिन्स, गुड हैप्पी हार्मोन्स फ्रॉम द बॉडी. तो आज के ज़माने में इसके जो बेनिफिट्स हैं फिजिकल के और वर्चुअल के, इसमें हम यू कैन से हम पूरे वर्ल्ड के लोगों को इसके बारे में बता सकते हैं कि हमारी बॉडी कैसे काम करती है और देने से क्या होता है, एंडोर्फिन कैसे रिलीज होते हैं. तो आई वुड गो फॉर द हाइब्रिड बिकॉज आई थिंक यू आर आल्सो हैविंग द हाइब्रिड, दिस कॉन्फ्रेंस आल्सो हाइब्रिड. तो इन नटशेल मेरा यही रहेगा कि हाइब्रिड इज दी, बट विद द चेंज ऑफ द टाइम हमें वी शुड flow with the river and let the function should go on and stage should go on. That is my comments.
Thank you, Dr. Rana. It's initial good comments, and as you've rightly said, hybrid is the way forward. Dr. Nilanjana also echoed your comments that we are staying in a different world. We are in a strange world, I would say. Nobody expected this to happen in 2020 when we started the year. Nobody was expecting this to happen. So that's from the association point of view. We also have Dr. Sarkar, who's from the corporate world and conferences and meetings. What do you think, Dr. Sarkar? How is Sher Khan adjusting to the new world? I mean, as part of the corporate world, and as part of the person who's doing so many conferences in a year and so many industry meetings in a year, how do you think your organization is adjusting to this new world?
Namaste to all the eminent speaker over here, and namaste to all the audience who are connected in this discussion. Thank you so much, Mr. Dhawan, for this question. To start off with the travel vertical, for a corporate, travel signifies a very key fundamental, because travel, we don't have only a corporate travel, but we also divide travel into MICE and incentive programs, and that also plays a very key role in giving our employee motivational stuff. So that apparently for us, MICE is one of the major cost center, wherein we strategically invest money and ensure that there is a proper ROI for that. Apparently, we all know in January, WHO declares COVID as a pandemic, and China was isolated by most of the corporates in India, and in the month of February, we get directives from the organization to hold back all the MICE and incentive programs. And apparently, March which is considered to be, a period from when onwards we have most of our incentive program going on. Or most of the incentive program were cancelled, and apparently, we released a communication to employees that till further notice, the travel and the incentive programs or any kind of activity will be on hold. And apparently, in the month of March, we see a lockdown happening. Still, we were very hopeful that probably the lockdown will be shorter, and maybe in the month of April or May, we will try to, roll on all this incentive program which were kept on hold. But we have seen it is not the first time, the crisis have been arisen. In past also, we have seen significant kind of crisis that has come, whether it is way of natural catastrophe, or whether it is in a way of financial crisis, or a terrorist attack, or various kind of things. But different learnings were sought. But this crisis has given a very dynamic learnings to all of them, wherein two things has come into picture. One is the employee wellness, which is going to be a paramount, as most of the organization has really understood that to bring employee back, or to keep employee confident in the workplace, wellness will be a significant part. And again, the hygiene factor will play a key important role. And technology is going to be emerging. Technology is not that it is not prevailing. It was always prevailing, but people have ignored it, on and on. But today, everybody has realized that fundamental of technology, and definitely, post this event, most of the organization will definitely try to explore whatever best they can by virtue of this technology. But having said that, I will have a different opinion to this. As we all know, incentives program are a program of on its kind. And although the technology has really created people engaged during this period, even as a corporate, we have kept our people engaged through various training program, through various conferences, through various quiz program and incentives program as well, wherein giving them awards and recognition by way of their performance and other thing. But then the wanderlust of travel will never go, and human emotionally is attached to memories. And over a period of time, once the COVID goes away, everything will fall into place. Yes, there will be a categorization. I don't say that everything will be on a personalized basis. There are certain things which is going to be going on a hybrid or a technological mode. But then we will never eliminate the incentives program which is in kind, and which is having a physical presence of people. So apparently what is going to happen when we think back our strategic program pertaining to the MICE and incentives, the first thing we have decided that we will try to start off with the domestic travel, and then we will have most of our programs happening on a smaller scale. When we start off a new normal, things are going to be different. And it's not that travel will go away, but then the preference will be different, the choice will be different, the selection criteria will be different. It will be governed by the fundamental of 5 P's. We will be very personalized while deciding a travel plan. We will have a perception wherein people will definitely like to visit a place which has most of the equipment working on sensor. Employees protection is going to be a paramount important, and we will ensure that the destination whatever we identify is definitely is a very safe and hygienic, and it's not tend to any kind of risk, hazard, or any exposure. Passport, the documentation has to be all touchless. Even if you go to the airports, the traveler is going to expect that at the end of the day he is going to have no touch documentation. Everything will be through the IoT and digitalization platform. So and finally, if we see the perception, and the perception of people is going to be different, and the planning will play a different role, because when we plan our incentives, definitely we will ensure that uh, this time many of the organization has faced significant loss because of the last moment cancellation. So the planning will be such that they will preferably look for a deal wherein the cancellation is of a zero cost. So that is how the new trend of a MICE activity is going to happen. And as per the various travel expert in WTO, it is very sure that at the end, prior to the second half of 2021, the incentives program are not definitely going to take a pick up. But eventually for us, maybe we will wait for the entire 2021 to follow. Even if the vaccine is in place, we will see how the entire globe is reacting to the situation. And post that, we will start working on these strategies. First, definitely, even if we plan, we will plan out with a short haul kind of thing, even if it is an international destination, and then we will plan out the long haul kind of thing. And initially, yes, it's sure that the most of the incentives program are going to be within the country, and then we move out to the international destination with the short haul and subsequently the long haul. So that is what I have to say from the corporate point of view. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Sarkar. I mean, it's positive to hear that you will start your incentive programs within India. So that is a good news for my colleagues that they would be getting some business soon, maybe in 2021 or early 2022. Yeah, so that's a little bit of good news, and we need people like you who will invest in India because as ICPB, we are looking at people to do more and more meetings within India so that we are able to utilize more and more of our venues, our own service providers, our own facilities, because that is one big advantage, which I think that's a silver lining, to be honest, that Indian mice industry would gain out of this. I would say that never waste a crisis, but overall the sentiments are a little down. Thank you so much, Dr. Sarkar. Coming to you, Dr. Kamlesh Sharma, what are your views? I mean, how is National Institute of Ayurveda planning the best use of available budgets for outreach? I mean, you do events all across, all in a year. What do you think? How will you utilize your budgets if you're not doing virtual?
धन्यवाद धवन। आज के इस पैनलिस्ट फोरम में नीलांजना जी हैं, रियाज जी हैं, सरकार हैं, डॉक्टर रैना जी हैं। बहुत अच्छे से सबने विषय रखा है। 12वां जब कॉन्क्लेव आप लोगों ने किया होगा तब शायद कल्पना भी नहीं होगी 13वां कॉन्क्लेव हम इस रूप में करने वाले होंगे, और हम उम्मीद करते हैं
सर 13वां नंबर है तो कुछ ना कुछ तो हो रही था।
पर आप कल्पना करिए कि जो 14वां नंबर होगा वो निश्चित रूप से और इससे भी कहीं अच्छा होने वाला है
जी।
अभी विश्व में जो चित्र बना है, इस सारे चित्र को देखते हुए कई बार हम जो कहते हैं ना कि आवश्यकता आविष्कार की जननी होती है, जैसा मैडम नीलांजना ने भी कहा कि इंटरनेट का 20 साल से उपयोग करते हुए भी आज इस स्थिति में हम ऐसा उपयोग कर पाएंगे, ऐसा शायद सोचा भी नहीं था और हम कर पाए। तो एक उक्ति मैं अपने देश के प्रधानमंत्री की कोट करना चाहूंगा। वो कहते हैं कि आपदा को अवसर में बदलना। हमने इंस्टीट्यूट के लेवल पर इसे एक कदम आगे और गए। हमने आपदा को अवसर में बदला और अवसर को उपलब्धि में बदला। जब पेंडेमिक आया और लॉकडाउन हुआ तो सोचा कि देश में सारी फ्रेटर्निटी घर में बैठी, इसका कुछ न कुछ कोई तो भी टेक्निकल उपयोग किया जाए, और हमने कुछ वर्चुअल ऑनलाइन कोर्सेज शुरू किए। और आपको ये जानकर बहुत खुशी भी होगी, आश्चर्य भी होगी, एक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट जो आयुर्वेद का है और जो अब तक अछूता रहा है, जो रूटीन प्रैक्टिस में नहीं है, वो है गर्भ संस्कार। एक सोसाइटी को गुड प्रोजेनी मिले, एक कपल को जिसको संतान चाहिए। आप आश्चर्य करेंगे कि मोबाइल के लिए हम कितने फीचर्स देखते हैं, कि टू व्हीलर खरीदने जाते हैं, फोर व्हीलर खरीदते हैं तो उसकी कितनी क्वालिटीज हम देखते हैं, पर संतान कैसी चाहिए हमको इसके बारे में कोई विचार ही नहीं है। इसका गुड ट्रीटाइज हमारे पास है और हमने एक बहुत अच्छा सा कैप्सूल कोर्स डिजाइन किया, और खास तौर से उन लोगों के लिए जो प्रैक्टिस में है। तो 2 घंटे का प्रैक्टिकल सेशन हमने सुबह रखा, 1 घंटे का थ्योरी सेशन हमने रात में रखा। केवल 30 पार्टिसिपेंट्स को हमने इसमें रजिस्टर किया, और हमें बताते हुए बहुत खुशी है कि शुरू में हमने 2-3 कोर्स फ्री रखे कि सबको राहत मिलनी चाहिए, और 3-4 कोर्स के बाद जो सा उसका दबाव आया हमारे पास, एक कोर्स पूरा होने से पहले अगले कोर्स की बुकिंग हमारे पास हो रही है। और आप जान के बताते हुए मुझे बहुत खुशी हो रही है कि हम 5 कोर्सेज पूरा कर चुके हैं और 6ठे कोर्स की हमारी तैयारी चल रही है। और टाइमिंग्स हमने इस प्रकार के रखे हैं कि प्रैक्टिशनर दिन में अपनी प्रैक्टिस भी करे, सुबह और शाम प्रैक्टिकल और थ्योरी क्लास में इन्वॉल्व हो, और इस तरह से हमने इस अवसर को उपलब्धि में बदला और एक ऐसे विषय को लोगों तक पहुंचाने का कोशिश हमने इस पेंडेमिक के दौरान, इस लॉकडाउन के अवधि में किया। अभी जो चल रही है कि जैसा कहते हैं मानव सामाजिक प्राणी है, आपकी इस प्रोग्राम में आप देखिए जो शेड्यूल्ड प्रोग्राम होता है आपका, फर्स्ट सेशन, सेकंड सेशन, थर्ड सेशन, फोर्थ सेशन, मुझे लगता है कि इन फॉर्मल सेशंस के अलावा जो टाइम बचता है, उस बचे हुए टाइम में इतना फ्रूटफुल और इतना पोटेंशियल काम होता है जिसको जो अनरिकॉर्डेड होता है। व्यक्ति मिलते हैं सेशन के दौरान, डिनर के दौरान, लंच के दौरान, लॉबी में आपस में जब मिल रहे होते हैं ना, उसमें जो बातें होती हैं वो इतनी उपयोगी होती हैं इंडस्ट्री के लिए भी, साइंस के लिए भी, टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए भी, इस प्रकार के डिफरेंस आयोजनों के लिए भी। तो मुझे लगता है कि फिजिकल मीटिंग का तो कोई विकल्प नहीं है, कोई एब्सोल्यूट निश्चित रूप से उसके लाभ हमें हैं। लेकिन आज जैसा चित्र सामने उभर कर आया है, इसमें जो बेस्ट हम कर सकते हैं इस टेक्नोलॉजी के माध्यम से वो हमने किया है। और अब दूसरा एग्जाम्पल हमने दिया कि बड़ी लंबी चौड़ी गैदरिंग करने के बजाय हमारे इंस्टीट्यूट ने ये लिया कि बड़े लोगों को बड़ी गैदरिंग में जब बुलाते हैं तो शायद वन वे ज्यादा चलता है, और इसलिए हमने कॉन्फ्रेंसेस के बजाय वर्कशॉप पर ज्यादा फोकस किया। और सर्टेन ग्रुप 30 to 50 लोगों को हम बुलाते हैं, उनकी मैनेजमेंट पे थोड़ा कम खर्चा होता है उनको एंटरटेन करने में समस्याएं कम आती हैं, व्यवस्थाएं कम करनी पड़ती हैं और टेक्निकल और साइंटिफिक डेलिब्रेशंस ज्यादा होते हैं, ऐसा हमने पाया। जैसा एक कोर्स मैंने गर्भ संस्कार, बीज संस्कार का बताया, ऐसे एक आयुर्वेदिक डायटेटिक्स का, यानी आयुर्वेदिक डाइट कुकिंग, इसकी इतनी डिमांड आई हमारे पास और वो कोर्सेज हम चला रहे हैं। तो परिस्थिति को देख करके भी समय के हिसाब से जो कुछ हम बदलाव कर सकते थे वो हमने किया और इसके माध्यम से ऐसे कोर्सेज हमारे चल रहे हैं। और अब बड़े कॉन्फ्रेंसेस के बजाय छोटे ग्रुप्स के वर्कशॉप, इस पर हम ज्यादा फोकस कर रहे हैं। व्यक्तियों को, साइंटिस्ट को, रिसोर्स पर्सन को पहले टॉपिक देते हैं और पूरी तैयारी के साथ जब आते हैं तो उसका जो एक निचोड़ आता है, उसका जो एक कंक्लूजन निकलता है, वो किसी कॉन्फ्रेंस से कहीं ज्यादा उपयोगी होता है, ऐसा हमारा अनुभव भी आया है। और इस दिशा में हम सोच रहे हैं हमको इंसेंटिव अधिक दें, हम उनको ऑनरेरियम, उनका सिटिंग अलाउंस अच्छा दें, लेकिन तैयारी के साथ वो आकर बैठते हैं। छोटे ग्रुप में व्यवस्थाएं ठीक रहती हैं, वरना होता है क्या है, ये आईसीपीबी कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑर्गेनाइज करता है, लेकिन बाकी सारे लोग जिसके ऑफिस में रह रहे हैं वो सब व्यवस्थाओं में लगे रहते हैं, वो टेक्निकल डेरिवेशंस में बेचारे भाग नहीं ले पाते। जो आयोजन करते हैं उनकी यही स्थिति होती है। हम भी आयोजन करते तो हमें लगता है, लेकिन ये अनुभव आया कि छोटे ग्रुप में हम जब वर्कशॉप करते हैं तो उसके कंक्लूजन्स और उसके आउटपुट जो आते हैं, मुझे लगता है वो ज्यादा उपयोगी है। और इस समय को देखते हुए हम जरा इस दिशा में बढ़ रहे हैं। मुझे लगता है इंस्टीट्यूट के लेवल पर, इंस्टीट्यूशंस के लेवल पर हम जो कर रहे हैं, ऐसा हमारा एक ऑब्जर्वेशन है और ऐसा हमारा एक फीडबैक है।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद डॉक्टर शर्मा। बहुत अच्छा लगा आपसे सुन के कि आपने अपने आप को ढाल लिया है। बड़ी कॉन्फ्रेंस की जगह अब आप छोटे वर्कशॉप्स कर रहे हैं, बट आपने बंद नहीं किया, जो बहुत अच्छी बात है। जो आपने इसको बिल्कुल दंडकार नहीं कर दिया और बोला कि हम चालू रखेंगे, चाहे छोटी करेंगे बट हम इसको चालू रखेंगे। जो ज्ञान रुकना नहीं चाहिए, जैसे आप कहते हैं, ज्ञान की चर्चा होती रहनी चाहिए, ज्ञान का फ्लो होता रहना चाहिए,
बराबर।
तो और गंगा बहती रहनी चाहिए, जैसे जैसे हम कहते हैं। तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका। अब I will try to bring a perspective from a service provider, Mr. Riaz, who's heading Spicelight Holidays from Kerala. Some of you had met him last time in Kerala when we were together, all of us, in a physical meeting, and we enjoyed meeting him. We enjoyed the boat race, as you would if you had attended the boat race. Mr. Riaz was part of organizing the boat race for us. So now, Mr. Riaz, what do you think as a service partner or a service provider? How are you planning to offer value to the clients? Because clients are not coming as much as you want them to. You who are keeping away from live events, people who want to attend but cannot attend those live events, and they want to do virtual events. So as a service provider, what is the value proposition you have for them? Mr. Riaz.
Hi, good afternoon, Neeraj and the team of eminent panelists. Return on investment and return on opportunities in meeting industry. Between the new normal, I would call it as abnormal. People say new normal, I would say abnormal way, and the conventional MICE model. I would definitely say that both return on investment and return on opportunities would be a promising one only in the conventional or normal way than this new model, however we take it technologically, whichever way. Since we have no other options now, we are trying to like or dislikes in the current scenario. Whether a corporate as a client or a sponsor always expect to get some guaranteed return on their investments in terms of the outcome of the event. Coming to the role of a service provider, we always try to do our level best to deliver the maximum possible value outcomes to the client. Whether in terms of global visibility or promotions, we mostly depend on the technology platforms. That's the only way everyone follows the same. Since anyone can join a virtual conference from anywhere in the world, in this scenario, the ease of doing a conference is really admirable. That's the only positive factor I find in this, though there is no life in it. I am still hoping for our glorious days to come back. As Mr. Abhijit Sarkar told me, by end of next year, I would expect a little early, but still we are waiting for that. That's our ultimate goal. So till that, we'll be able to manage with the virtual, hybrid, mix of hybrid and all this thing. But end of the day, this won't satisfy any of us. We are all sure about that. I think that's the only initial comment on that.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Riaz. But as you would know, the abnormal or a new normal. I mean, new normal is a more polite way to say abnormal, but that is the world we are living in. In the morning, as you would notice, that France has again gone for lockdown, and Germany is again looking at a minor lockdown. UK is looking at a minor lockdown again, and we have a second phase of coronavirus coming to Europe. So let's keep our fingers crossed. I would say, let's hope for the best. God has been very kind to all of us and to the whole world, and we pray that we are able to meet very soon together. So I mean, all of you had mentioned and all of you have touched the topic of internet. I want to open this question and starting with Dr. Nilanjana, she can answer and then we can take it along with that. In today's world, internet is a useful, knowledgeable resource, and most of it is available on tap. As you mentioned it already, it's free. You can end best knowledge sessions without paying a rupee. That's also a fact now. I mean, I can sit in India without paying any money. I can attend a Harvard lecture, which I could think of. While virtual conferences are being promoted as near equal, as we are also promoting them that it's as good as a live event, some of you mentioned that hybrid is to go forward. My question to you and our audience would like to hear from each of you rather. What is your take on the virtual conferences itself? Does it really offer return of investments to sponsors, especially to sponsors because they invest a lot in the conferences, and return of opportunity to attendees? Attendees, as Dr. Kamlesh also mentioned, that it is not the sessions, but the post sessions which becomes more important to gather more knowledge, to network, to get to know what other people are doing. So it does really offer an ROI to sponsors and return of opportunity to the attendees. Dr. Nilanjana, starting with you.
Yes, Neeraj ji, this is a very important aspect you touched upon because everybody looks for returns, whether it is investment or opportunity. So we are all looking for returns. What I feel, the experience that we have had in our association for the past 7 months, I think we are good with both right now, both the opportunity and the investment. That's the best possible scenario that we have today. Of course, we do miss meeting physically, but there are ways to overcome that. As of now, as we are learning, there's so many things that you can do to personalize it. I do also understand that there is a little bit of monotony now setting in because of the repeated virtual events, and people are getting a little sick of it. So the thing is to make it more interesting and interactive. And as Dr. Vaidya said, that we have also done that, breaking it up into more personalized kind of groups where you get to interact with people virtually, but you get to interact, pose your questions. So that format of having a smaller group is definitely working. When you have a large audience, a large group, there are things like audience polls, giving some kind of awards, some kind of to break the monotony of the session. There are ways to personalize also. I think the 3D images where you actually go around the halls in the conferences where you pick up your basket and get all your information. So those things have been interesting. They break the monotony. But I think you have to just see what the purpose of that conference is. What is it? Is it just to share the information? If it's that, you can record it, get your question answers later. But if there is an opportunity to have smaller groups, it's a great idea because you interact, and at least that way you get that feel of maybe right now when I'm talking to you, I actually feel that I am there in front of you, and that is because of technology. And this is the best we can do, and I think you are doing the best. You have people there at the hotel who are maintaining social distancing and they are following all the precautions and they are meeting. But all of us, if all of us were to meet, it would not have been possible. So this, you personalize the event, break the monotony, don't make it too monotonous, the virtual events. I think there is a lot of potential. As of now, we have to think of more ways. I don't see that all of us are meeting very soon now, like you said. So let's think of those ways.
Thank you, Dr. Niranjana. Dr. Rena, your quick comments on the return of investments and return of opportunity, please. You are on mute, sir.
I think you are always muting me. It is not me only.
I know.
So I am giving you an example. 6 years back, you know about plasma, COVID plasma donor.
Yeah.
एक मैंने वर्चुअल के ऊपर एक लेक्चर दिया वॉलंटरी ब्लड डोनेशन के ऊपर और कोविड प्लाज्मा की थोड़ी इंपॉर्टेंस बताई एंड यू विल नॉट बिलीव कि इतने डोनर हमारे पास ब्लड बैंक में आ गए मेडिकल कॉलेज जम्मू में. सो वर्चुअल आल्सो हैविंग द इंपॉर्टेंस. सो दैट मींस के यू कैन सी दी जो हमारे अपॉर्चुनिटी की बात करते हैं तो वो हमारी यहाँ पर पूरी होती है. एट द सेम टाइम फिजिकली आल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट. अभी तो मैं आपके सामने आया, नीचे से उठ के ऊपर आ गया ड्राइंग रूम में और जो मेरा बाकी जो मेरा एम्बियंस है वैसा का वैसा ही है. अगर मुझे दिल्ली आना होता तो मैं तैयारी करके आता, मेरा थोड़ा माइंडसेट चेंज होता, आपसे मिलता, हग करता, बात करता, आपके साथ एनर्जी हमारी आपस में यू कैन से वी हम इसको शेयर करते. सो दोनों का इक्वल जा रहा है. बट विद द टाइमिंग मेरा यही कमेंट होगा कि द शो शुड नॉट स्टॉप, इट शुड गो ऑन एंड लेट अस यू कैन से मूव विद द रिवर फ्लो. दैट्स ऑल.
Thank you, Dr. Rana. Dr. Sarkar, your comments on return on investments, because especially you are from the corporate world, you look at the money more carefully than than associations. So, what are your observations on ROI and ROO, please?
See, as a fraternity, it's very important that we think for the ROI of the the service provider. At the same time, we also ensure that there is a return of opportunity for us. But then the apprehension is very different here. When you talk about a digital platform and when you talk about a personalized platform, the return perception is very different, because when you talk about the digitalization, the investment is less, whereas you have an avenue to meet thousands of people across the globe. The demographics has gone up, eliminated completely. When you talk about personalized event, it requires a lot of effort, planning for 1 year. That's how you are able to deliver the event subsequent year, and a small mistake can make the whole experience goes for a toss. But when you're talking about digital experience, yes, a break in my bandwidth can disrupt the whole sequence. And digitalization, one of the major challenges, if you are looking for a conference which is more about giving a session on some knowledge kind of thing, that is quite acceptable, and that would continue because of the fact that even if I'm not able to attend, or if I'm distracted by way of some personal engagement of work or some other thing, probably I have a recording session wherein I can review and I can at least go through it, or I can if I have to raise a question, I can approach the organization and understand what it could be. Whereas when you talk about event wherein I have to meet the exhibitors, there are a lot of challenges, and I think technological platform may not be 100% solution for this kind of event, because you don't even know when you talk about a physical event, when you are presuming, I am giving an example of today's event vis-a-vis the event which happened in Kochi. When I have to go to Kochi, I will definitely go with an agenda that I am supposed to meet up with all those sailors, basically whom I have decided that for my next event I am going to cover up. But now when we talk about digital platform, many a time we are engaged in so much of our own work that probably even if the meeting is scheduled, we may not be able to attend that meeting, or we cut short the meeting, or probably my internet may not support enough to ensure that I have a detailed discussion, and probably the justification or the understanding what could be given by the buyer or what could be understood by me may not be the same which can happen in a real world of platform. When I go to a an expo or a conference wherein I meet there is a genuine buyer and seller meet, there is a shaking of hand wherein people talk much about their personal experiences, their past experiences, and so on and so forth. Whereas in technological platform, the meeting are scheduled, are time bound, and within that time each and everyone has to finish it off. So somewhere or other, this the ROI can happen in certain platform where that it is meant only to provide a knowledge. Whereas if I have talk about the return of opportunities, for me it would work out good if I am really having a substantial bandwidth to connect with my the seller, and if I am really able to encash the opportunities. If at all I am just meeting people for the sake of meeting, the opportunity is of no use for me, neither it is good for the seller. So and when I go to the site, it is really mandatory that we both meet and we both share and exchange knowledge. So it all depends upon how the program is customized. Many a time it happens that we find a new products are coming in, but then many a times on a technological platform we are not able to understand that product in depth, and it could be a great platform or a great opportunity for us, but we skip on because of the lack of proper explanation. Whereas in a personal meeting, the explanation can be genuine, like they have their own visual audio presentation, wherein they have their team who can, if at all you are trying to understand more, you can go for a second round of session and understand from them in detail. So there is a difference, and ROI and RO factor can work out based on how the programs are tailored and customized. And again, for me, the better ROI and ROO comes on a personalized event than on the tech based event. That is what my apprehension is about.
थैंक यू डॉक्टर सरकार. डॉक्टर शर्मा, अब आपके पास आप जो इवेंट्स का छोटा एक जो आपने पहले जिक्र किया था कि आप छोटा इवेंट कर रहे हैं, मतलब उसमें सर आपको रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट्स, मतलब आपको लग रहा है कि रिटर्न मिल रही है आपको?
धन्यवाद नीरज. मैं जितना समझ पाया हूँ आपकी इस टर्मिनोलॉजी से, तो एक तो ये है कि छोटे इवेंट्स के कारण जो इन्वेस्टमेंट्स हैं वो भी कम हो रहा है, उसकी लिमिट बनी है.
जी जी.
इस कारण से शायद उसकी रिटर्न भी कम होगी, स्वाभाविक है. जब छोटे ग्रुप पर हम कोई चीज इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं तो उसका रिटर्न छोटा ही आएगा. इसलिए बड़े इन्वेस्ट का बड़ा रिटर्न, छोटे इन्वेस्टमेंट का छोटा रिटर्न, ये तो स्वाभाविक है, ये मैथमेटिक्स भी है. पर मीटिंग इंडस्ट्री और टूरिज्म इंडस्ट्री का पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू कुछ अलग हो सकता है. लेकिन एज ए प्रोफेशनल और एज ए साइंस से जुड़ाव होने के कारण हमें लगता है कि छोटे ग्रुप्स को भी हमने एक सब्स्टिट्यूट किया है. मैंने जैसे पहले भी कहा है, मैं 30-35 साल से आयुर्वेद का टीचर भी हूँ, क्लिनिशियन हूँ, चिकित्सक हूँ. क्लास लेते समय स्टूडेंट्स के रेस्पॉन्स के कारण जो मुझे सेटिस्फेक्शन मिलता है वो इस वर्चुअल में और इसमें नहीं मिलता है. कितना ही हम तैयारी के जाएं, लेकिन ऑडियंस का जो रेस्पॉन्स आता है उसके आधार पर मुझे लगता है कि मैं कितना कन्वे कर पाया हूँ, मेरी बात वहां तक कितनी पहुंची है. अभी नीरज मुझे दिख रहे हैं, इसलिए मुझे लग रहा है कि मैं जो बात करूं, पर नीरज के अलावा बाकी लोग जो मुझे सुन रहे होंगे, देख रहे होंगे, उनका कैसा ऑब्जर्वेशन है उसका मुझे नहीं पता. तो इसकी एक लिमिटेशन तो है. इसलिए मुझे लगता है कि इन्वेस्टमेंट की कुछ लिमिट्स बनी हैं, बट अपॉर्चुनिटीज की लिमिट नहीं बनी है. वो बढ़ते जा रहा है. जैसे मैंने कहा भी है, तो कोर्सेज जैसे हमने शुरू की और उसमें जो लोग पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं, इन्वेस्टमेंट एकदम नीचे गया, कहीं हुआ नहीं, किसी स्पॉन्सर की जरूरत पड़ी नहीं. लेकिन जिन लोगों ने पार्टिसिपेट किया उनके सामने जो अपॉर्चुनिटीज वो बढ़ती गई, उनको उससे कोई लिमिट नहीं हुई. वो चाहे फिजिकल आ रहा हो चाहे वर्चुअली आ रहा हो, उसको जो पार्टिसिपेट कर रहा है उसको लगभग उतनी की उतनी अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल रही है. इसलिए इतना जरूर है कि एज ए इंडस्ट्री, एज ए इकोनॉमी, वो एक पार्ट अलग हो सकता है जिसमें हमारी समझ भी नहीं है, हम नहीं जानते इस विषय में. पर एज ए प्रोफेशनल अगर इस परिस्थिति के कारण हम कुछ छोटे छोटे आयोजन करने लगे हैं, उसमें इन्वेस्टमेंट कम होगा पर अपॉर्चुनिटीज हमारी बढ़ती जा रही हैं. मान लीजिए किसी 30-35-50 लोगों के ग्रुप को हमने कोई वर्कशॉप में इनवाइट किया, उसमें जो होने वाला इन्वेस्टमेंट है, चाहे स्पॉन्सर का हो, चाहे इंस्टीट्यूशन का हो, चाहे गवर्नमेंट का हो, वो एक लिमिटेड रहा. लेकिन वे 50 लोग ऐसे हैं जो आगे जाकर 50 लोगों को और जब कन्विंस करने वाले, उसको अपने स्प्रेड करने वाले हैं. तो इन्वेस्टमेंट करने वाले का जो इन्वेस्टमेंट है वो इस तरह से मल्टीप्लाई होकर लोगों तक पहुंचने वाला, ऐसा मैं सोचता हूं. पर हर चीज की अपनी एक लिमिटेशन है. इस कारण से जो परिस्थितियां बनी उसमें से चीजें निकल कर तो आई हैं कि हम रुके नहीं हैं, हम थमे नहीं हैं, परिस्थिति को समझकर हम काम में लगे हुए हैं. और इंडस्ट्री के नाते, इकोनॉमी के नाते इस प्रकार का गणित आप लोग लगाएंगे. पर हमें लगता है कि हम थोड़ा थोड़ा भी जो कर रहे हैं उसे थोड़ा थोड़ा तो लाभ मिलने वाला है. पर थोड़ा थोड़ा जब बहुत अधिक होगा नंबर में, तो शायद मल्टीप्लिकेशन हो करके हम उस आंकड़े को तो शायद न छू पाएं, लेकिन फिर भी हम थमने वाले नहीं हैं, ऐसा मेरा मानना है.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका, जो बेबाक कमेंट्स आते हैं, बहुत बहुत अच्छा है सुनने में. Dr. Mr. Riaz, we mentioned about ROI to sponsors and to ROI to audience, and everybody has slightly moved on to a hybrid model now. But again, as a service provider, do you think the virtual can provide a ROI to a sponsor or a ROI to the attendee?
Neeraj, I would say both investment and return, both are proportionate.
Yes, sir.
See, the scalability that matters. For example, you take an example of a large doctors conference, say 8,000 people. The total cost involved in that project in terms of sponsorship and the expenses would be around 30 crores. But the same 8,000 people, we do virtual or hybrid, we can do it less than 1 crore. So the investment naturally, so for that investment, what return we are expecting, that we will get, I'm sure.
Sure.
But we are used to the real system wherein we spend money and take money out. So now that's the reason I told you the virtual and the hybrid both, it has limitations, but the advantage is the investment, risk of investment and the level of investments are limited. So within that level, I think we will get the return back.
Thank you, Mr. Riaz. We have started the conversation. It's already 45 minutes. It's a very lively conversation which everybody is putting their comments. And lastly, we have one more question before we kind of move on to the next sessions. All of you have mentioned this. All of you have mentioned in your initial opening comments. Human race, as all of us know, is an emotive race. Now we want to meet, we want to greet, we want to hug, we want to joke, and we want to shake hands. Unfortunately, the COVID has told us not to shake hands. It says just to say namaste to all of us. Virtual events are very objective. When you mentioned this, it's very objective. What you're looking at me is what you're watching, but you don't know what I'm thinking. There's no emotions. There's no emotions while I'm talking to you. There's no exchange of energies, and you've mentioned it a few times already. But as I would know, as an event planner, emotion creates memories. It creates a lot of memories. I mean, we still remember Kochi, last year's Kochi. We still talk about it. What happened in which conference? Which is the new friend I made in that conference? But how do now? You mentioned this again, and this question is again starting with Dr. Nilanjana. That how can we make the events more memorable? I mean, the virtual events more memorable. You mentioned it that we can have a Q&A session. You can have a few more things which can be lined upon. But how we can be more emotionally attached to this conference, to virtual conference. So just to give you a time sense, we have about 10 minutes left for the session. So I would request you to make your comments a little shorter. So Dr. Nilanjana, starting with you.
Yes, I'll make it very short.
Thank you.
For one, I wanted to react to Professor Vaidya when he said that when he's teaching, he doesn't know how his students, the emotions that his students, how attentive they are. So I mean, just as a joke, I sometimes when I'm teaching or taking a class or talking to people, I tell them that you can't switch off your videos and I can ask a question anytime to anyone so that nobody sort of multitask, just have your audio video off and you're off doing something else. So that's just a joke. I mean, I know we don't have to be like the police when you're actually doing a conference or an event, but definitely there are ways which I think the industry, the internet and the industry, which is the software industry, is doing lots of things to give that personalized touch. Like there are caricatures of people who are on screen, they go up to take the awards, and I mean, they're actually fascinating things which are happening. There is coffee time when you actually have everybody on board and you have coffee together in exchange of, this is possible only in smaller groups, like it's not possible for 4,000 people. But I think if we can personalize it, the big groups get into smaller groups and then meet and interact, and you have some kind of award, some kind of things which people can actually relate to and remember that this was an event where I got such and such award for such and such thing. So that kind of audience poll, that kind of involvement will be helpful. And I think it's getting better with time. So I'm sure that the way forward is more personalized interaction.
Thank you, Ranjana. As you also mentioned in your initial comments that we're also getting fatigued out. We are also getting too much of webinars. So
it's become so easy to do that people are doing it at the drop of a hat.
Dr. Rana, आपके क्या comments हैं इसके बारे में?
और मेरे कमेंट्स ये हैं कि ये जो अभी हम जो बातचीत कर रहे हैं ये तो ऑलरेडी एक मेमोरेबल यू कैन से एक इवेंट बन चुकी है। एटलीस्ट मेरी लाइफ में पहली दफा ऐसा हुआ कि एक वर्चुअल प्लेटफॉर्म के ऊपर हम सामने आए हैं। अगर टेक्नोलॉजी को और एडवांस किया जाए, मुझे तो लगता है कि जिस तरीके से ह्यूमन नेचर का, ह्यूमन बॉडी का या पूरे इस ब्रह्मांड का इतना विस्तार इतना जल्दी हो रहा है, क्योंकि हमारा जो प्लेनेट है, हमारा जो सोलर सिस्टम है, वो पूरा ब्रह्म सेंटर के पास से गुजरने वाला है। तो जैसे जैसे हम उसके पास से गुजरेंगे हमारे अंदर और शक्तियां आएंगी और जैसे हमारा इंटरनेट जो है वो और अगर तरक्की करेगा, ए टाइम विल कम जब हमें इंटरनेट की भी जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, हम टेलीपैथी के थ्रू हम कॉन्फ्रेंस करेंगे। मैं तो यही आशा करता हूँ कि आने वाले वक्त में हम उससे भी बातचीत करें आपस में। तो मुझे लगता है कि टेक्नोलॉजी जब और एडवांस हो जाएगी, ऐसा वैसे मौका नहीं आना चाहिए। हमें फिजिकल ज्यादा अच्छा लग रहा है क्योंकि आपके पास आएंगे, बातचीत करेंगे, शाम को डांस होगा, ये होगा, वो होगा, सारा एंजॉय करेंगे। बट मुझे लगता है कि आने वाले वक्त में अगर टेक्नोलॉजी और अगर एडवांस अगर हो जाती है तो एटलीस्ट जस्ट सीइंग एट योर फेस आई कैन फील योर इमोशंस, आई कैन फील योर एनर्जी आल्सो। दीज आर माय कमेंट्स।
Thank you, Dr. Rana. Dr. Sarkar, quick comments from you as well.
I will like to say only one thing. We have been talking about this acronym, MICE since ages, and for us, for everybody, the MICE would have been an event or an engagement or a collaboration of people. But now, when we talk about the future, the MICE will have to be broken up in 2 or 3 parts. Like meetings can go on a digital platform. Incentives cannot go on a digital platform, because for me, incentive is not only giving incentive to my employee in terms of their achievements, but that is also a mechanism for me to bring my employees out of office and make them engaged with the other employees who are working all across the country. So it is one of the not only an engagement tool, but it is also a tool which gives them an experience. When people come back with an experience, the research and surveys have shown that they are bound to be more productive and more efficient. We have seen that ever since we have started encouraging more on the MICE movement, and gradually apart from cash incentives, when we have started giving incentives in tour and the other programs, employees were very, very happy. Exhibition can go into a virtual platform as well as a live platform, and conference definitely can go into a virtual platform, but incentives definitely cannot go because it has various parameters behind it, and for a corporate it's very imperative that their employees come with a memory back and they have a intention, and there has to be a motivation factor behind them to ensure that they contribute more, so that next year the incentives figure is high and they are able to go for a better destination. Like today, if I am taking them to Dubai, tomorrow if I am raising the incentives amount, considering that I will be taking them to Hong Kong or European countries, I am expecting a higher contribution or a participation in terms of my benefits. So the ROIs are better in incentives. That is what every corporate would look into. That's what my say in short.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sarkar. Dr. Kamlesh, अब आपके कुछ कमेंट्स, क्योंकि आपने बहुत ज्यादा इमोशंस का बात किया, आपने बहुत सारा मेंशन किया कि मेरे को एनर्जी मिलती है, तो अब इसको कैसे करें?
बिल्कुल, मैं बहुत संक्षेप में ही कहूंगा अपनी बात, और जो समझ पाया हूं कि हम इसको कैसे मेमोरेबल बनाएं, मैं विद एग्जांपल कहूंगा। अभी जो कोर्स हमने चला रखा है गुड प्रोजेनी का, उसकी वैलिडेटरी सेशन को भी हम पूरा टाइम दे रहे हैं, और साधारणतया किसी भी कॉन्क्लेव कॉन्फ्रेंस के बाद में सब अच्छा बताते हैं, ये वो बहुत बढ़िया है, डाइनिंग बहुत अच्छा रहा, लेक्चर्स बहुत अच्छे रहे, मैनेजमेंट बहुत अच्छा रहा, वो बोटिंग भी हुई जिसको नारियल पानी को बोटिंग को आज अब भी याद कर रहे हैं, ये सब बातें रहती हैं। लेकिन हमने सीलिंग की उसमें कि हर पार्टिसिपेंट को उसमें पार्टिसिपेट करना है, और रैंडमली बांट करके कि 15 लोग केवल ये बताएंगे कि इस पाठ्यक्रम में क्या अच्छा लगा, और 15 लोग ये बताएंगे कि इसमें क्या कमियां रही। उसके 2 लाभ हुए। एक तो उनको कीनली और माइन्यूटली ऑब्जर्व करना होता है कि मैं देखूं जरा कहाँ किस लेवल पर क्या कमी रह गई है, और उसका लाभ हमें होता है कि उन सब चीजों को हम अगले कोर्स में उसको अपडेट करते हैं। तो एवरी पार्टिसिपेंट शुड पार्टिसिपेट ऑन दैट, ऑन द कमेंट। और उसका लाभ ये रहता है कि जो जिन्होंने पॉजिटिव बातें बताई हैं वो भी जरा ध्यान से सुनते हैं कि जरा देखें तो सही इन्होंने कमियां क्या निकालनी है। तो उनको देखना पड़ता है, उनको ऑब्जर्व करना पड़ता है। और वेलकम एड्रेस जिस दिन होता है, जिस दिन सेशन शुरू होता है, उस दिन हम उनको बताते हैं कि वैलिडेटरी सेशन में सबको ये बताना है, और आप में से किसी को भी अच्छा और बुरा कुछ भी बताना पड़ सकता है। तो उसका लाभ ये रहता है, पार्टिसिपेंट अटेंटिव रहता है, और लास्ट में वो जो कमियां रही हैं उनको भी हम अंडरलाइन करते हैं, हम अगले पाठ्यक्रम को सुधारते हैं। तो मुझे लगता है वो सेशन बड़ा मेमोरेबल रहता है, सबको याद रहता है कि, और मुझे अच्छा लगता है पार्टिसिपेंट जब बताता है, इवन रिसोर्स पर्सन का जो एटीट्यूड है, उसकी बॉडी लैंग्वेज है, उसकी ड्रेसिंग है, उन सब के बारे में भी कमेंट करते हैं। तो अच्छा लगता है, कम से कम लोग ऑब्जर्व करते हैं, और जिनको पॉजिटिवली हम उनको अपडेट कर सके वो हम कर पाते हैं। मुझे लगता है इतना मैं कर पाऊंगा इसमें।
Thank you, Dr. Sharma. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका again. Mr. Riaz, I mean, I know you're not a very big proponent of virtual platforms, virtual meetings, because you are a more offline person. You would like to meet and shake hands with people. So, what do you think? As a service provider, can we make it memorable, the virtual events?
Yeah, to an extent, of course, Neeraj, to an extent we can do, with full of lot of limitation. As I told earlier, no, there is no life in it. Just imagine today's meeting, no? You are sitting in front of the camera, I'm sitting in front of the camera. I can see your face, very smart. But I really don't know even you are wearing a proper trouser. See, we are not together. That's it. Your face is visible, my face is visible. You don't know what is beyond the camera. So it is totally restricted. I'm just telling in a funny way, but
Yes.
reality, yeah. So I have to comment on that in level wherein these are the realities we have to accept, though
Sure.
we have to go along with.
Again, Mr. Riaz, your insightful comments and your frank comments, I would say, have been much appreciated by all the panelists and some bit of the audience. We are running short of time. I know Dr. Rana also made a mention of how to live your life in Kochi. I would request Dr. Rana to say not more than about 2 minutes, about the lifestyle of post-COVID and how we can gain from this post-COVID, and how can we better human beings before I close the session. Dr. Rana.
सर ऐसे है कि कोविड का एक ही जो है लोगों के मन में ये है कि कोविड पॉजिटिव हो गया तो मेरे को डेथ वारंट मिल गया, और एक फोबिया जो है ना, दैट लीड्स टू एंजाइटी एंड स्ट्रेस। और जैसे स्ट्रेस हमारी बॉडी में आएगा तो हमारे अंदर स्ट्रेस हार्मोन रिलीज होंगे, और वो हमारी बॉडी को जितनी भी बीमारियां अभी तक आई हैं, डिजीज आई हैं, ये उसका मेन कॉज स्ट्रेस होता है। अभी डॉक्टर जो शर्मा जी ने बात करी पेरेंटिंग के बारे में, फंटास्टिक रिसर्च दे आर डूइंग इट। मैं सिंपली एक आपको बात करूंगा इसके बारे में कि देयर इज अ साइंस ऑफ एपिजेनेटिक्स। एपिजेनेटिक्स एक तो हो गया जेनेटिक्स कि जो हमारा ऊपर से फादर से मदर से क्रोमोसोम आते हैं, उसके बीच में जीन्स होते हैं। हमारे जो बॉडी के सेल्स मैंने बात करी है 120 ट्रिलियन सेल्स बॉडी के, एक सेल के ऊपर मोर देन 10,000 एंटीना लगे हुए हैं, दे आर कॉल्ड एज रिसेप्टर्स। और जैसे मेरे मन में ये भी हमारा ये जो खत्म हुआ, ये हमारा जो प्रोग्राम है, और बाहर गए तो आपने ये कहा कि डॉक्टर रैना ने अच्छा बोला या डॉक्टर कमलेश ने अच्छा बोला, सिर्फ आपने सोचा तो डॉक्टर कमलेश के बॉडी के जितने सेल्स के ऊपर वो एंटीना थे, दे रिसीव दैट, जो आपके मन में बात आई वो उन्होंने रिसीव कर दिया। आपका लाइट का जो यू नो दी स्पीड ऑफ द लाइट 1 करोड़ कितना है, 1,86,000 किलोमीटर है, ये उससे भी 3, 4, 10 गुना ज्यादा है ये इसका जो स्पीड है। तो दैट मीन्स कि कोई भी इंटेंशन, कोई भी अगर आप सोचोगे तो हमारे सेल के ऊपर जो एंटीना है वो उसको रिसीव करेंगे, एंड दे एक्ट ऑन द डीएनए, एंड डीएनए सेल के बीच में होता है न्यूक्लियस में, डीएनए इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू आरएनए, आरएनए मैसेंजर आरएनए, और अल्टीमेटली एक प्रोटीन फॉर्म होती है। कहने का ये मतलब है कि अगर हमारे अंदर विल पावर हो, जो हम एनर्जी इमिट करते हैं बॉडी से, मॉलिक्यूलर एनर्जी, एटॉमिक एनर्जी, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक एनर्जी, जिसको हम ऑरा कहते हैं, वो एनर्जी अगर हमारे अंदर बिल्ट अप हो जाए विद विल पावर, तो मैं कहता हूं कि कोरोना का बाप ही अगर आ जाएगा तो हमारी बॉडी को टच करते ही भस्म हो जाएगा। तो सिंपल सिंपल बातें हैं कि अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग उठा जाए, सूर्य चढ़ने से पहले, जिसको हम ब्रह्म मुहूर्त करते हैं। और ब्रह्म मुहूर्त के भी डिफरेंट साइंटिफिक इसका बेसिस जो हो क्या है कि ये हर एक जगह के मुताबिक अलग अलग ब्रह्म मुहूर्त है। यानी सूर्य चढ़ने से 96 मिनट पहले आप अगर देखेंगे तो वहां से ये स्टार्ट होता है। उस टाइम जितना हमारे जो प्लैनेट्स हैं, जितना पूरा ब्रह्मांड है, ये सारा का सारा सिंक्रोनाइज हो जाता है। हमारे जो जमीन से जो रेज निकलती हैं, जो हम रिसीव करते हैं, अमृत वर्षा कहते हैं। वर्षा के ऊपर से कोई ऐसी वर्षा नहीं हो रही, बट एनर्जी फ्लो इज देयर बिकॉज आई एम ए बंडल ऑफ मोशंस, आई एम एनर्जी, एवरीथिंग इन द वर्ल्ड इज एनर्जी। तो जो एनर्जी जो है उसी की जो फ्रीक्वेंसी है, जो वाइब्रेशन हुई, उस वाइब्रेशन के मुताबिक सॉलिड बन गए, लिक्विड बन गए और गैसेस बन गई। तो सिंपल सिंपल बातें हैं कि अगर हम खाना ठीक करके खाएं, नीचे बैठ के खाएं, अगर हम खड़े होके खाएंगे तो क्या होगा कि जैसे खाना स्टमक में जाएगा तो आपका ड्यू टू ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स आपका ब्लड ब्रेन से स्टमक में जल्दी भागेगा क्योंकि उसको एनर्जी चाहिए। नीचे बैठेंगे चौकड़ मार के तो आपकी जो नीचे फ्लो ऑफ द ब्लड है वो ज्यादा ऊपर जाएगा, आपका खाना अच्छा हजम हो जाएगा। आप ढंग से, अगर आपकी स्लीप अच्छी होगी, आपका विचार जो है, सोच इतनी अच्छी होगी। ये सिंपल सिंपल बातें हैं कि खाना कैसे खाया जाए। सांस लेने का ढंग देखिए आप, अगर सांस लेता हूं और पेट को अंदर ले जाता हूं तो मेरा ये नीचे वाला एब्डोमेन कैविटी है, ऊपर मेरा चेस्ट कैविटी है, दोनों के बीच में एक ऑर्गन है जिसको हम डायफ्राम कहते हैं। तो जब मैंने पेट को अंदर लिया तो डायफ्राम चेस्ट के बीच में घुस गया तो लंग्स कैपेसिटी कम हो जाएगी। तो जब सांस को लिया जाए तो सांस को पेट को बाहर की तरफ लिया जाए और विद अवेयरनेस, अगर कोई भी काम किया जाए विद अवेयरनेस किया जाए तो ये हमारी ये जितनी प्रॉब्लम्स हमारी बीमारियों की है ये सब दूर हो जाती हैं। मेरी नजर में एक इंसान हेल्दी वो है जो जब सुबह उठता है, he should be enthusiastic to work and he should be enthusiastic to compassionate for others। लोगों के लिए, बाकी के लिए अगर वो सोचेगा, उसके अंदर एंडोर्फिन रिलीज होंगे। बिकॉज आई हैव वर्कड इन ब्लड बैंक फॉर 33 years इन मेडिकल कॉलेज एंड अवर ISBTI जो हमारी जो NGO है वो मोर देन 40,000 ब्लड डोनेशन कैंप लगा चुकी है। और इतना हमारी जो कॉन्फ्रेंसेस वगैरह, अभी हम इसकी वर्चुअल की बात कर रहे हैं, हमारी इवन कोविड से पहले जो हमारी गवर्निंग बॉडी की मीटिंग होती थी वो भी हम वर्चुअल करते थे थ्रू वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग। सो इन नटसेल छोटी छोटी बातें हैं क्योंकि टाइम इतना है नहीं। डाइट कैसी हो, हमारी सोच कैसी हो, बैठा कैसे जाए, हमारा पोस्चर इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। अभी सब लोग अपनी तरफ से बिल्कुल सीधे बैठे हैं, लेकिन फिर भी अगर आप देखेंगे अगर तो ये सीधा नहीं है क्योंकि हमारी बॉडी में जो एनर्जी है दैट इज स्टोर्ड इन द ब्रेन एंड विद द विल पावर। अगर मैं आपको ये कहूं कि आप दोनों हाथ सामने खड़े कीजिए और आपके हाथ के ऊपर मैं 5 किलो का वेट रखूंगा तो मेरी आवाज यहां सुनने के बाद आपके अंदर 5 kg की एनर्जी आ जाएगी। विल पावर जो आपका ये जो सेंटर है, यहाँ से ब्रेन से एनर्जी होती हुई थ्रू स्पाइनल कॉर्ड आपके हाथ में आ जाएगी। तो सिंपली आई वुड से कि ये छोटी छोटी बातें अगर घर में की जाए, नीचे बैठ के खाना खाया जाए, हमें वक्त मिला किचन में जाके प्यार के साथ खाना बनाया जाए। और आपको ये पता होगा कि आजकल जो हस्बैंड है वो भी ट्रेंड हो चुके हैं खाना बनाने में सो बच्चे भी इन्वॉल्व होते हैं। टाइम मिला हमें फैमिली के साथ बैठने का, इन नटसेल टाइम इज वेरी लेस। तो मैं ये कहूंगा कि कोई ऐसी डरने की बात नहीं है। वी शुड हैव विल पावर एंड वी कैन फाइट एवरीथिंग। दैट्स ऑल।
Thank you, Dr. Rena. With this, I would like to thank all of you, all the panelists, again starting with Dr. Nilanjana Singh, Dr. Tilakraj Rena, Dr. Abhijit Sarkar, thank you so much, Dr. Kamlesh Sharma, and my colleague from Cochin, Mr. Riaz. Thank you so much for providing insightful to our attendees who have been listening very attentively to you. All you're saying has been very attentively noted on by them, and we look forward to either meet virtually soon or physically soon. So look forward. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, नमस्कार।
थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू।
नमस्कार रेना जी, नमस्कार रियाज जी, नीलांजना जी, मिलेंगे फिर। धवन जी, बहुत अच्छा संचालन किया आपने, धन्यवाद।
Hope to see you soon.
श्योर।
Bye bye.
Thank you, madam.